Good evening, my name is Jake Baugh and this is Demon TV News. This week Leicester hosted the biggest Diwali celebration outside of India. One of Leicester's largest events is on Diwali Day, the 7th of November, although the light switch was on the 28th of October and celebrations continued through to the 11th of November. Leicester is famous for the Golden Mile, a mile-long street which has around 6,000 colourful lights for the duration of the festival of Diwali. The Diwali Day event itself was held at Victoria Park, which is next to the Golden Mile, and it had a number of Asian performances, including artists who were flown in from Mumbai and the DMU Bollywood Society. There was also a range of stalls with Asian food and a fairground, and the event finished with a world-famous firework display. Meanwhile, there was a walk held on Saturday the 10th of November in memory of the 5 who died in a helicopter crash outside the Leicester City Football Club in late October. It began in the Jubilee Square at 12:45. Thousands of fans from a variety of clubs, including Leeds and Burnley, walked through the city centre and De Montfort campus. The walk ended at the Leicester City Stadium just before the first home game following the crash, Leicester versus Burnley, which ended 0-0. Some fans chanted, "Champions of England, you made us sing that," whilst others remained silent in order to pay respects how they deemed appropriate. Many in the walk were wearing Leicester City merchandise, some with messages for Vichai Shradnapara on their backs, and many also had banners and balloons. Leicester City Football Club left bags for the Foxes fans, which included a pin badge, programme, clapper and a white scarf saying, "Forever in our hearts, Mr Chairman." These were left for fans as a thank you for all the support received following the tragic crash. Leicester City Football Club has also announced that they have plans to erect a statue of their chairman, Vichai. Sunday the 11th of November was Remembrance Day, and this year was even more significant due to it being 100 years since World War I ended. In Leicester, members of the armed forces, veterans and cadets took part in a march from De Montfort Hall to the Arch of Remembrance in Victoria Park. This led into the memorial service, which began with a 2-minute silence and was led by the Bishop of Leicester. In addition, the Lord Lieutenant of Leicester, the Lord Mayor of Leicester and Sir David Attenborough were some of many who were asked to lay poppy wreaths. The public were then also invited to place their poppies in the memories of those who lost their lives fighting for us. In other news, having been under construction for 136 years, Barcelona's famous Sagrada Familia Basilica has been made public without an official oversight or permit from a local council or regional government. The cathedral is also not listed on the property register. The Barcelona Mayor and Construction Board began negotiating in 2015 and an amount of €36 million, or £31 million, has been agreed to be paid to the authorities. In turn, this money will be used to improve access to the monument and assist the neighbourhood. From next year, the building will be legal, but it won't be completed until 2026, more than 100 years after the death of its architect. An airline employee of American Airlines fell asleep in the forward cargo hold of a plane. The individual travelled from Kansas City to Chicago in a Boeing 737-800, where he was discovered upon arrival at the gate. The employee was discovered safe, mainly due to the fact that the cargo hold was heated, pressurised and empty, as there were only 80 passengers on the 160-seat flight. The employee admitted to the police that he had consumed several alcoholic beverages before work, however he has not been charged for the incident. Arrangements were made for him to return to Kansas City. The airline is very concerned after the incident and will be reviewing what has transpired and what needs to be done for it to not happen again. Now it's over to Joe Knowles for the sports news.
In the Premier League this week, the big game was the Manchester derby. David Silva scored early on, giving City the lead, and then Aguero doubled it right at the beginning of the second half. Martial converted from the penalty spot, giving United some hope. However, City scored again to come out as the winners. Leicester City have also played their first game following the tragic helicopter crash in which the chairman of the club and 4 others sadly lost their lives. The game against Burnley ended 0-0. Brighton and Hove Albion suffered a 2-1 defeat against Cardiff City after Stevens got sent off in the 34th minute. The winning goal for Cardiff came in the 90th minute from Bamba. The first round of the FA Cup also kicked off at the weekend. There were not too many surprise results, although the non-league sides Salford, Chorley and Barnet all earned replays against EFL opposition. The biggest surprise result was Guiseley putting 4 goals past Cambridge United to win 4-3 at home. The West Yorkshire team is also in the 6th tier of English football and is now through to the second round.
Thanks, Joe. In entertainment news now, and Bohemian Rhapsody has reached the top of the US box office, continuing the running theme of 2018 movies that are critic-proof. It's the latest of films to follow in its trend, where it was poorly rated by critics but loved by audiences. The film took an estimated $50 million in the US at the weekend and has already made more than $140 million worldwide, despite many negative reviews. Stephen King's new novel Elevation has been causing a stir due to the surprisingly uplifting storyline. Taking a break from his on-brand horror stories, King has written a heartwarming tale where a main character, Scott, rapidly loses weight and helps two lesbians overcome homophobia in the small town in which they live. Well, that's all for the news at DMU, the UK and beyond. If you've got any stories you want to see covered, please do let us know in the comments. But for now, I've been Jake Baugh, this has been Demon TV News, and we'll see you next time.